Servus, grüß euch alle miteinander. Welcome, my friends. Well, this was a greeting in Bavarian dialect. Servus. Well, we say that to someone when we want to be friendly. And I'm friendly. I'm your host, Dieter von Schura. I'm the owner of the Artelino company. And my little company sells Japanese prints in weekly online auctions. And in today's video, I want to talk about an old print from a period that some call the golden age of ukiyo-e. Ukiyo-e, for you newbies, well, another word for especially early Japanese prints. And, well, it's about this print. It's, well, looks pretty faded out. What it actually is, it's very, very old. It's by Shunzan Katsukawa, and he was active 1782 until 1798. And this print has a strange title. The title is The Festivities of the Niwaka Festival of the Greenhouses. Niwaka Festival, I'm sure you never heard about it. Greenhouse, strange, where is the greenhouse, a glass house? What is it? Well, and look at this scene. It shows 4 women, and two of them are holding the head of a monkey up in their head. But don't be shell-shocked, it's a toy monkey. Nevertheless, what does it mean? A strange scene, and they are performing a so-called Saruma washi dance, also something I'm sure you never heard about when you're not familiar with Japanese prints, especially old Japanese prints. But don't be desperate. I will explain everything to you. And there's a lot to learn for newbies. It's not just entertainment. Today is also a little bit education about Japanese prints and the social culture behind these prints, and especially early Japanese prints. So I will talk about first what's the Niwaka festival, then greenhouses, what is meant by greenhouses in connection with Japanese prints, what is Saruma washi, and last not least I will talk about the artist Shunzan Katsukawa. Let me now explain what's the Niwaka festival. Well, you know, I'm not a national English speaker, so a little bit difficult. So what I did, I went on the internet and I found a good explanation, wonderful explanation by John Fiorillo. John Fiorillo is a collector and also dealer and an expert for Japanese prints. And he has a good website. Let me show that to you. Viewing Japanese prints. And here he wrote about Katsukawa, Shunzan, and especially about this series. I'm not covering the image. Let me see. Yeah, about this print. It's from the same series. Yeah, this the series about the Niwaka festival. And okay, let's listen to what John Fiorillo writes about this Niwaka festival. And because I have a kind of Bavarian style dialect, I thought, hey, maybe it's not me reading it to you. Let the computer read. So let's now listen to what the Niwaka festival is. Yeah, we go to the Edge browser and we turn the voice on. Let me see. Read aloud selection. Yeah, this is it.
The Niwaka festival was performed in the Yoshiwara pleasure quarters of Edo during the 8th month each year. By the end of the 18th century, the Niwaka were elaborate festivals involving parades with floats bearing courtesans performing to music. They also consisted of spirited entertainments, sometimes improvised, sometimes amateurish kabuki productions, performed by courtesans, geisha, owners of tea houses and brothels, and servants or attendants. The themes were varied but often included burlesques or adaptations of classical themes.
Well, so much about the Niwaka festival. So it's a festival, well, performed by prostitutes. often referred to in descriptions of Japanese princes, beautiful ladies or courtesans. But this is what it actually is. Another term, greenhouses. I first went to the Britannica dictionary and it defines greenhouses as follows. Greenhouse, also called glass house, building designed for the protection of tender or out-of-season plants against excessive cold or heat. Oh, do you see there any glass house? Any plants? No, not really. Well, it's quite simple. In connection with old Japanese prints, a greenhouse is another term for a brothel, dot. I mentioned that these 4 women are performing a Saruma washi dance. So what is Saruma washi? We get closer to the solution when we separate this word into 2 separate parts. The first, saru, that's the Japanese word for monkey. And mawashi is the Japanese word for trainer. So when you put it together, it comes out monkey trainer. Saruma washi is a monkey trainer. And indeed, yeah, that's no joke. Saruma washi are Japanese street performers traveling from one place to another and making a living by entertaining people with their trained monkey or monkeys, usually just one monkey. And that still exists today on busy places in Japanese cities. Every now and then you can see a performance by a Saruma washi, a monkey trainer. And these 4 women here with their toy monkey heads, they are making kind of a parody on a Saruma washi dance. Next and last point that I wanted to explain, just talk a little bit about this. The artist, yeah, who was Katsukawa Shunzan? We do not know much about it, but the little that you can find is in this book, Dictionary of Japanese Artists. It's a good reference book, although very old, especially about early ukiyo-e print makers, written by Lawrence P. Roberts, Dictionary of Japanese Artists. And Lawrence mentions that Shunzan Katsukawa was a pupil of Shunzan Katsukawa. Very similar, but it's not necessary to remember it. And besides, you find all the information on an article that you find on my website, artelino.com. Katsukawa Shunzan made mainly actor prints. This was the main business for printmaker. Kabuki theaters, they were extremely popular, so printmaking was a business, was not regarded as high art. And of course, everybody concentrated on the section of the market with the most demand. And this was for kabuki actors, kabuki performance scenes. And later, Beijing, the word for beautiful women or courtesans or prostitutes, like these 4 women. And Lawrence P. Roberts also mentions that Katsukawa Shunzan was influenced by Tori Kiyonaga. Well, maybe not so important, nevertheless. We've come to the end, my dear friends. The end is near, but only the end of this video, not yet the end of the world, no. Well, this is really a rare print, and it's available in the current auction. And this is, by the way, why I'm making this video. I want to convince you to buy in my auctions, my friends. And again, rare print. And more details are to be found in the descriptions of our online catalog. Our auctions always run over 1 week, and the descriptions are made by my Japanese wife, Yori, who knows much more about Japanese prints than I do. So please read her excellent descriptions, and don't forget to bid. and take care of yourself and have a good week. Goodbye.